Hello everyone. In this video, I'll show you how you can record a presentation using OBS Studio. OBS Studio is a free software and it's available under GNU public license as well. So you can download it for free and install it and use it. Through the course of the video, we'll go through the steps involving downloading the software, installing the software, and then finally configuring it to meet our needs. After that, I'll show you how to record the video, and later I'll show you the capabilities of OBS Studio. I will present a small deck of slides in which I'll show the animations that we typically use in a presentation, and also that you can play different kinds of videos from inside the presentation in this method. So first we'll start with downloading the software. For that, you have to go to obsproject.com, and as you can see, it will list the major operating systems. Choose operating system that you want OBS Studio for. In my case, because I'm using a Windows-based laptop, I'm going to choose Windows. If you are a Mac OS user or a Linux-based operating system user, then go ahead and choose those options. When you click on your chosen operating system, your browser will give you a prompt and asking you to save the file. Here I am using Mozilla Firefox, and therefore my prompt looks like this, but you'll have a similar prompt for Chrome and for Opera and for Safari. Click on save. It will take a couple of seconds based on your internet speed for the file to get downloaded. Once the file is completely downloaded, navigate to your default downloads folder, locate the file, right-click on the installer exe, and run it as administrator. After you run it as administrator, OBS will start the installation process and show you the first screen. It will just say some recommendations and what will happen next. There's no other option, just click next here. Then it will present you the GNU public license. If you want to go through it, you can go through it. To install the software, you have to agree, and by clicking on next, you mean that you are agreeing with the license. Click on next. After that, it will ask you where you want to install the software. I will suggest that whatever default location the program suggests, OBS Studio is suggesting, keep it like that, don't change it. And after you're sure, click on install. Installation takes less than a minute. Again, it depends on your hardware, but for me, it took less than a minute. It's a really fast installation process. After the installation is complete, by default, Launch OBS Studio will be selected, which means that as soon as you click finish, you'll have a OBS Studio window open. But if you don't want to do that, deselect this option here. I have selected it here because I just wanted to open OBS Studio directly and start configuring it for recording my presentation. When you open OBS Studio for the first time, it will ask you whether you want to auto-configure the software or whether you want to do manual configuration. I will suggest go through auto-configuration. It's much faster, much easier. It will go through a couple of questions, ask you about why or how you want to use the OBS Studio software, and based on that, it will configure the software for you. So if you want to configure it automatically, click on yes. Next screen, it will ask you whether you want to optimize it for recording or optimize it for streaming. OBS Studio can do both, but because our aim is to record a presentation, we have selected optimize just for recording. After you have done that, click on next. Next window, you'll have two options. One is base resolution, and the second one is FPS. Both will give you drop-down menu, and based on those drop-down menus, you can select one of the multiple options available. So for base resolution, I have selected display 1. Display 1 is my laptop's default screen. If you are using multiple screens or if you want to use current, In here, current and display one is same because I am not connected to any external monitors at this point. So I've selected display one. For FPS, again, it gives you multiple options. In my experience, 30 FPS is more than sufficient for a presentation, even if you are playing a video. There are cases where you would want to play a 60 FPS video or some animation. If you are aware of such a requirement, then go ahead and select 60. For my application, for my recording, I do not need 60 FPS, therefore I have selected 30. Once you are sure with your selections about the base resolution and FPS, click on Next. The final window will be a summary of what you have selected. Just after verifying if everything you have selected is displayed here and you are happy with it, click on Apply Settings. Once you have done the settings, now it's turn to add a video source. So in our case, because we are interested in capturing our laptop screen, whatever goes on our laptop screen will be captured. That's what we'll do. To start with it, click on the plus sign under Sources. As soon as you click on plus sign, it will give you a pop-up menu with several options that you can choose from. But as I said, because we are interested in capturing our laptop display, we'll click on, or we'll select Display Capture. When you click Display Capture, you'll get another pop-up window where either you can create a new source or you can add an existing one. Because I don't have any existing sources, I'm creating a new source and I've given a name to it. Once you have done that, make your source visible. That will help you if you want to use this source in any other recording. After you are happy with that, click OK. Now, as soon as you click OK, you will have another pop-up window which will give you this kind of a view. This is normal. This is how it should be. And what you have to do here is just check that you can see this labyrinth or this mirrored windows inside one another, and also check whether you want to select capture cursor or not. In my case, I have selected capture cursor because if I want to point out something during my presentation, it's always easier to do it through the cursor, because we can't use a laser pointer or any stuff like that. So it's always helpful if you select capture cursor. After you have done that, click OK. In the default window of the OBS Studio, you'll see that there is an audio mixer where there are two level bars. One is desktop audio and the second one is mic / auxiliary. Verify that your mic is working properly. So the way to do is just speak and you'll see a light green color flashing through and indicating what is the audio level. Once you are happy with that, that's fine. If you want to select, if you want to increase or decrease it, you can change the levels using the blue bar under mic / auxiliary. To start recording, it's very simple. On the right hand side, there are a couple of options there. Start streaming, start recording. Just click on start recording whenever you are ready. And minimize the window. OBS Studio does not capture its own window. So don't worry if you are a couple of seconds late or delayed in minimizing the window, it won't capture it, but do minimize the window. And after you minimize the window, you can go about recording your presentation, however long. Doesn't matter how fonts you have or what animations you have, everything will be recorded. When you are happy with your presentation, come back to the OBS Studio and click on Stop Recording. As soon as you stop recording, OBS Studio will save your file as MP4. Now the turn comes to locate your file. To locate your file, click on Settings, go to Output on the Settings window. As soon as you click on Output, you'll see recording path. That is where your video has been saved. By default, in Windows operating system, it goes to the videos folder, which comes preset by Microsoft Windows. In my case, I have changed it to this particular folder, and that's where my videos will go. Navigate to that folder, and you'll find that you'll have MP4 files. Now, OBS Studio by default saves them as date and time. If you can see here, this recording was these recordings were done on 18th of May, 8:30 a.m. and the second one was 19th of May, 8:46 a.m. And that's when you are done. You can replay the video using any MP4 player just to verify that everything is right, sound levels are okay, everything is to your liking. And if you want to re-record, you can always go back and just start recording again. Now I'll show you that OBS Studio can record all the animations and all the videos, which are sometimes our concern whenever using these kinds of display capture softwares. So as you might already know, IEEE is a leading professional association which aims at advancement of technology. It's a volunteer-driven organization present in more than 160 countries with more than 400,000 members spanning across these more than 160 countries across the globe. And you will find people working in almost all technical areas and as members, volunteer members of IEEE, aerospace, plasma research, computers, telecommunication, biomedical, power delivery, and as I said, literally any other technical area. And apart from that, it also formulates and regulates standards. For example, you might have heard of IEEE 802.1 series of standards which regulate Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and other WAN and LAN networks. So IEEE does a lot in these technical areas as well. In this slide, what I've done is I've embedded a YouTube video, and I will play it from here. So just click here. So you can actually also narrate over the video if you want. So it will capture both your audio coming from your computer. In this case, this is a YouTube plugin. So there, and from the microphone as well. So if you want to explain something about the video or your animation, even with sound, you can do that. In this slide, what I have done is I have hyperlinked a video which will take me to my web browser and play it there. So this particular paper was presented during IEEE Censors Conference in 2018, held in New Delhi, and all the proceedings of 2018 Censors Conference and previous years are available on IEEE Censors Council YouTube channel.
So good morning to all of you. So here my talk is on shape memory alloy actuated low frequency stable electromechanical multivibrator, and it is not actually about the sensor, something like about the actuation and electromechanical actuation. Okay.
Going back to our presentation. The third slide, I have embedded a MP4 file here. So the slide 1 was embedded YouTube file where you would need internet connection to play that file. Whereas in this case, this is an embedded MP4 file and does not need an internet connection. So again, I'll play it here. Again, here as well, as I said earlier, You can narrate over the video because OBS Studio is capturing all the audio input, whether it is coming from your MP4 player, your web browser, or your microphone. Everything will be captured. So again, you can narrate over any kind of video. And I believe that's all that I have for you. And thank you for going through this video with me. I hope you find it useful, and I hope that you would want to share it with your colleagues and your classmates who are looking to for such solutions. And I hope you'll enjoy this. Thank you.